My 2003 Ultra's been starting to make a pretty good racket in the lower end over the past year, and with the Hoka Hey coming up, I knew if I tried to put off getting into the engine, I'd be in bad shape somewhere on the road. Instead of taking my chances, I asked for help from the good folks at S&S Cycle, and what I ended up finding out was that they have a complete program set up for high milers that fit exactly what I was looking for. Now, when most people think of S&S, they probably envision this huge facility where brand new shiny parts come rolling off $1 million CNC machinery. Well, that's true for the part of the Viola location, but up in La Crosse, Wisconsin, they have their best kept secret, the Remand facility. There, under the direction of Ted Grabowski, S&S has an entire staff of precision machinists and engine builders waiting for their products to reach the physical limits of use, so they may be made new again by the same people who originally manufactured them. So what does this mean for the average S&S motorhead? In short, by going to your local S&S dealer, you can box up your tired old engine, select from a list of rebuilding services, and at a rate about $85 per hour, their highly experienced staff will go through your motor and deliver it back to you in like new condition. Hey, at 130,000 miles, I was ready for any help, and with the performance history this company has, I was in. Like I said in the beginning, this is a very different facility than the manufacturing floor of Viola. These cats are in it up to their elbows every day and aren't afraid to get their hands dirty to get the job done. The building contains some of the most advanced machinery to aid in the process of remanufacturing, and they do it all under one roof. From cylinder boring and headwork to flywheel truing and complete engine overhauls, La Crosse is the place you want your old parts made new again. While Tom Smith started to tear the old engine down, Ted gave me and Milwaukee Mike a grand tour of this state-of-the-art facility, but I'm going to let him tell you about it in his own words.
We're standing inside the S&S remanufacturing department here in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and the room we're in right now is basically our disassembly room. As you can see behind me is the remnants of Chris's engine here that we just finished rebuilding. And once the engine or a set of heads or whatever comes in for remanufacturing or repair, once it comes through the reception area and it gets checked in and a work order is processed, it comes in here, and this is where we disassemble. This is what we basically refer to as our dirty room or whatever. So as you can see, again, like I said, this is where we took Chris's engine apart. We've got other jobs that are here waiting to get worked on, and whether they be a warranty issue or a paid remanufacture, it all starts right here in this room. After, like I said, after it comes in from UPS or from the trucking company and a work order is processed. So from here, we'll go, depending upon what needs to be done to the engine, you know, whether it's what other kind of machine work needs to be done, whether the cylinder heads have to be refitted, rebuilt, or if the connecting rods are going to be remanufactured, or the cylinders are going to be honed to next oversize. All of that gets done next door in our machine shop. Basically, we do a number of different tasks here, okay, and not just complete engine rebuilds. As you see the cart that I'm standing next to, we'll do everything from a basic valve job. Here's a set of S&S shovel heads that have come in to be remanned. We'll, you know, do your basic valve job on here. If it needs valve guides, we'll replace those. Do a multi-angle valve job and send them back out. Set of crankcases sent in. These are going to be bored for 3 5/8 cylinders, and also the breather board here has been damaged. We'll bore that for a 30 thousandths oversized breather, bring it back to new. Over here, we've got an older S&S 96-inch engine, a V96. This came in for a complete remanufacturing. What happens there is we disassemble the engine, we'll recondition the connecting rods, recondition the cylinders, bore it and hone it to the next oversize, do a valve job on the heads, rebalance the flywheels, assemble and true, and then all of the parts that get replaced in these engines is both shafts in the flywheels, obviously, I mean the pinion shaft, the crank pin, sprocket shaft typically we don't replace because unless it's worn. New crank pin bearings, new wrist pin bushings, new pistons and rings obviously, new valves, springs, new camshaft, cam drive gear, new tin bearing, new pinion bearing. Basically what you get is a really fresh engine from us with basically just reusing your core parts, your cylinders, heads, and crankcases. As far as the rocker arms go, typically if the rollers are still good on there and there's no wear there, we'll just rebush them, which is also part of the deal. And so you get a fresh engine when you get it back. What we're doing now is Kurt's going to resize the connecting rod races. When the engine is run, the races wear slightly, but they also get egg-shaped. They get out around from the constant pounding of the combustion pressures. And what he's doing now is honing he will be honing the lower races. Right now he's checking it on a precision gauge to see what the size actually is and how much he has to remove. We do this on a Sun and Power Stroke machine, which is one of the most accurate machines in the world. It takes all the guesswork out of how the crosshatch pattern will be put into the material because it's all done mechanically.
You can see I'm within a 10.
One of the things that we do that's different when we remanufacture an engine is, instead of driving the guide out, what we use is a valve itself that's got a 5/1000 oversized diameter stem, and we ream the guides to fit the larger diameter stem and do the valve job. And you can see these don't fit in here right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll mount the head in the seam. I'll center the tool, ream the guide, and then do the valve job, and all in a matter of a couple of minutes. And then we'll test it and make sure that it seals and holds air, and it'll be a precision job. The SERDI is one of the most accurate methods of doing a valve job on a head, because it's what they call live pilot, as opposed to like a set of stone where you stick a pin in there and it's tapered and it holds it, the taper holds it in the guide. The pilot and cutter on the SERDI machine actually spins inside the guide, so it's actually centered by the valve guide itself, and there's nothing to influence it to the side or whatever, so you get a much more accurate seal. This SERDI cutter has a 30-degree top angle, a 45-degree seat, and a 60-degree narrowing angle on the bottom. Hence your multi-angle valve job. You see the radius here up at the top. It's hard to see, but here this is our 30-degree radius top angle. Here's the 45 right here, and here's the 60 on the bottom, the narrowing cut. Roll it down by the end of the valve. This will flow real good. And that's a perfect valve job. Okay, what we got here is a reconditioned set of flywheels. It's going into an engine job that we have in the back, and the rods have been rebuilt. Okay, it's got new bushings in here. The races were refit with new oversized rollers. It's been rebalanced. You can see the correction holes down here, and now it's been assembled and trued. And basically, our specification is 1/1000th or less on each shaft. Machine work is done. All the parts are clean and ready for assembly. It comes into this area, which is where we do final assembly. Okay, and right now we have two techs, either Tom Smith or Kurt Johnson, take care of that.
Now this is where things start to get hairy. Unfortunately, the motor I brought to them was too far gone for a simple remanufacture, and they decided to throw out everything except the two halves of the engine case and start over with fresh parts for a 106-inch motor. But that's another story for part 2 of this article. This has been a Cycle Source Magazine video production.